Hey friends, you're watching BrainStormAcres. I'm Henry.
And I'm Irene.
And tonight, and it is night, we're going to talk about what we're doing in the greenhouse to get ready for our upcoming trip. A lot of stuff going on, so stay tuned.
The first thing we did was find somebody who can watch the place for us.
We have somebody who is actually pretty reliable. He's not real close, and sometimes his truck breaks, but he's willing to do it.
Right.
And he's been reliable for us more or less in the past.
Yeah, and he understands our electrical system, our everything system, and he knows to call if there's a problem and he can't fix it by himself or something like that. So he's a do-it-yourself kind of guy, same as we are.
Well, you have to be.
Yeah. As you can see, we brought our sweet potatoes into the greenhouse. We have some frost damage from the other night on this one, and a little tiny bit on this one. This one, which was right next to the other two, doesn't seem to have gotten any frost damage, but they're all starting to get to that, you know, the leaves are getting a little funky and stuff like that. So we decided we would just bring them in. We're only going to be gone for a couple of weeks. This should keep them from freezing, and that'll give us that little extra time because they've been through quite a lot this summer. At one point, the leaves were eaten almost completely off by a rabbit, so it was getting into the yard. So we figured we'd give them a little bit more leaf time to try and pump some more energy back into the roots. We were watching Essay on Garden the other day, and he was saying that the sweet potatoes that they used for harvesting leaves for vegetables did not produce tubers. So we figured, oh, well, since we know our guys did lose all their leaves, it's possible we don't have any tubers. But we figured we'd give them a couple more weeks in the hopes that we'll get something out of the deal. So that's the plan here. As you can see, Henry was busy today making new wicking totes. I am going to transplant as many of my seedlings that we want to try and overwinter in here as possible. We still may set some cabbage out in the garden when we get back, but at least some of the stuff is going to go in here. We haven't exactly decided what. Basically, I'm just going to start planting and we'll see what we can stuff in there. But it'll make it easier to take care of because we'll have more plants in one bucket instead of a bunch of small trays that need to be watered and fussed with on an individual basis. We're also planning to do some other things with the Dutch buckets. And Henry has been making Dutch buckets today too. So we have more buckets to go to our hydroponic system. And as you can see, all we did was we got these lovely free buckets, food safe, from our local grocery store bakery department. He sprayed the outside black to keep the sunshine from getting inside them. He's got the appropriate plumbing fittings all set up to go. The only thing we need is the final little piece, the down piece that goes into the holes in our system. And there is a couple of videos that we've done about how the system is put together and stuff like that. We're going to be adding more Dutch buckets. We've got some tomatoes that need to come out here that are in the house right now that I've started from sprouts. Going to put at least 2 of the cucumbers in a Dutch bucket too, and we'll see what happens. Seeing one cucumber over there looks terrible, so I'm going to have to figure out what's wrong with it. But it always seems, well, we had some thrips in here earlier and I was busy smushing them and moving plants around and stuff like that, so we'll see. We probably have thrip problems again. We also have a female praying mantis living in here now, and I've seen at least 2 different male praying mantises in here, different sizes. I haven't seen the larger of the 2 recently, so I'm kind of thinking she may have eaten him. But I did see the little one running around in the lettuce today, and I assume he was eating something because they don't usually run around in bushes without eating something. Okay, this one is not filled with dirt, so it's really easy to see how it's put together. The bottom of this will be filled with perlite up to probably just the top of this pipe. Oops. And it's got an outlet here, so you can't drown your plants. When the water gets that high, it automatically overflows. But this section here, from the pipe down, which will be filled with perlite, is going to be covered with a piece of landscape fabric, and then the soil will be put in on top of it. It becomes a really large self-watering flower pot, basically. It makes it a much lighter box. Instead of if you put gravel in the bottom to drain, it makes it really heavy. If you were to fill it all the way to the bottom, not only does it take a heck of a lot of dirt, but it also makes it heavier than it needs to be. The perlite's super light. It makes the boxes super light in comparison. You know, if this had gravel in the bottom, there'd be no way in heck I'd want to pick this up. But the perlite in the bottom makes it super light. Now if you fill it with water, water's heavy. That's going to be it, and it should make a big difference in terms of being able to keep the stuff well watered and things like that.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you get notifications when we put new videos out. Thanks, friends.
Bye. See you next time. Oof.